Hello Internet, it is Alex and Lewie from Barefaced, and we are here with a guitar, actually 3 guitars. Yeah, 3, well there's another guitar there, we're not going to use that one as well. And 4 cabs, one of which has a vintage 30 in, and the other 3 have Creamback H's, so Creamback H75. We have got my Creamback M65 and a Neo Creamback. So we are going to hope to answer the question, do Neo magnets sound different to ceramic magnets? Which is quite complicated to explain, why they do and why they might or might not. And also where the Neo Creamback sits versus the M and H Creamback. So the H has a heavier, bigger magnet, so it's got more magnetic flux, so it's a lower Q device, louder. But yeah, we'll have a play. We're going to start with this Sire Larry Carlton, which is basically a Les Paul done at an affordable price.
We actually just call it that, don't we? When we're talking
we just call it the Les Paul.
Let's play the Les Paul because it's just what it is.
I don't think Les Paul would mind.
No.
Gibson probably would, but you know.
That's true.
Nah, whatevs.
Are we going to start on the V30 for
Yes, so we're going to use the V30 as a reference. I'm going to wind down so you can see what we have down here. So cabs wise, this one down here, that is our wider 1x12. We'll actually do a 1x12 in 3 different widths. This is the middling size, but it's the wider, more typical sized one. So we've got the Usurper 112W there, and then 3 reformers here, which we've taken the grills off because it's just quicker for swapping speakers. But obviously they come with silver grills or black grills, and the green and black Tolex are our usual choices, but you could have any Tolex or cloth we can get hold of. So yeah, let's keep the camera down there. You can remember that we're called Barefaced, and I will wave these around without getting in the way of the mic, which is on top of the camera and is a Rode Video Mic Pro Plus. So you're getting an authentic room sound rather than a close mic sound, which is coloured by the mic and the mic position. This is much more what the cab sounds like in the real world, in the room.
Yeah, the V30's in the wide one as well, isn't
yes,
it?
Yes, V30 in the wide one. Neo Creamback over here. Creamback M. Creamback H.
Yeah.
Yeah, M's the 65 watt. H the 75 watt, and the Neo's 60 watts.
So they just go up.
Basically, they're all the same power rating to all intents and purposes. There is not a lot of difference between that.
No.
No. I sometimes wonder if it's just marketing, but trying to get a straight answer from anyone, Celestion Eminence, whoever, about that is challenging.
I'm going to start with overdrive because I feel
that makes sense.
Yeah.
The Creambacks are rock speakers. They originated in the, I don't know if it was the very tail end of the 60s or the start of the 70s. I think, no, it must have been late 60s.
Yeah? You say Cream were using them in Hendrix?
Yeah, exactly. So Cream was 68 to 70.
Yeah.
Did Hendrix die in 70?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or was it 60? No, because his last gig was on, so cool, his last gig was New Year's Day 1970.
Oh.
He played 1969, New Year's Eve, and then the same venue the next day, New Year's Day. They were his last 2 gigs.
Oh.
Yeah, so it is so.
Nice man by all intents, by all accounts.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Alright.
Right.
Let's go V30 first, which is number 4 on your box.
Very much.
Box of power.
Okay, let's go to the H, which should be most similar. Hang on.
The 75.
H75.
V30 is way louder.
It's more aggressive, isn't it? They're technically the same rating. they're technically both 100 dB speakers, but of course
So
that
will the
rating
volume-
is just a number based roughly on a graph. So
Okay.
where you decide that if that graph has a peak
Yeah.
with that speaker where that guitar's making a lot of sound through that with that dirt,
Yeah.
then
It
that
will-
speaker's going to sound louder. But no, I would agree that is a bit
It's
more.
coming out louder, isn't it, in your face?
That's got a mellowness to it.
Totally.
Has
Yeah, it's... Am I in that one at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. V30. Probably a bit nicer in a mix, but this is really nice, so I just want to kind of noodle on that one
Yeah.
for sure. I guess it's going to be a bit of that as well, isn't it?
That's really interesting. It basically you can dial in for either one.
To the right one,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
absolutely. That made me want to do that sound, and it didn't quite work on that, but full worked on. Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
totally.
But similar.
Yeah. So the V30, we will leave that for now. If you want to
Yeah.
go back, rewind. We will try and remember to put one of those timestamp things.
Yeah.
So you've got that reference. And now we're going to hop between the three Creambacks, because we found that if we try and listen to more than 3 guitar speakers at once and discuss them,
Game
our
over.
brains melt.
I'm not that smart.
So yeah,
Just,
we'll start with the Creamback H75. Let me organise my bits of wood. There we are.
Yeah, 75. Okay.
We're really techie here.
Yeah, I'm going to stick on that riff for a bit, because why not? While we just go through these
Yeah,
three, yeah.
cool.
They're so similar. For me anyway, of all the driver shootouts we've done so far, they are so similar, but they definitely all have characteristics.
Yeah.
This one didn't have as much bite when you changed to it. The
No.
overdrive disappeared a little bit.
No, absolutely.
Um,
It's got a lot of detail though in the mids.
It does, yeah. It's rounder. That's rounder than the V30, and then this feels rounder again.
Yes. Yeah, that's a continuum.
That gave more clarity. I guess that's because it's Neo instead of ceramic.
Yeah.
I like that one. It's minor for me. I don't know about you. I'm
Yeah,
feeling slight
I'm
differences.
absorbing and thinking at the moment.
Right,
So
okay.
let's try that Neo one again.
Should we do less? Should we do less?
No,
drive
keep.
for a minute? Should we
I'm
keep
just
on the drive?
curious. I just want to
Okay.
just quite revisit. Okay. So what are you hearing?
What are we in at the moment?
We've just been on the M.
Yeah.
So we've been going between the M ferrite or ceramic
Yeah.
and the Neo.
It's warmer. It's rounder.
Yeah.
For sure. Like actually, yeah, quite a bit. Now we're just A being. The more you hear, isn't it? The more you.
Yeah.
Start noticing
To me,
difference.
the Neo Creamback sounds more dry. It
Yeah.
sounds like it's got more high top end.
Yeah.
It's not as rich.
I
I feel like the Creamback M is more colourful.
Yes.
It's prettier sounding.
Yeah. Go to the Neo again. Doesn't quite have that. Yeah.
And then try the.
They're really changing the way the overdrive's working.
Yeah.
And reacting and sustaining and stuff for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. What's the really powerful Neo, the 250, the Copperback?
Copperback.
I remember playing through that for the first time, and it just wants Nile Rodgers licks. It sounds like you're DI'd. Almost sounds like you're not going through a cab.
Yeah.
It's so like invisible. So it's not surprising that that's kind of doing a similar thing. I guess that's maybe the more Neo.
I mean, this is
sound.
much more like the Creambacks, isn't it? The other Creambacks.
Oh,
so,
good,
I mean,
yeah.
it's not anywhere near that clean.
It's not like the Neo Copperback at all. No, but I'm just getting slightly more.
There is detail, I think.
Yes, there is sparkle.
As opposed
almost.
to I think. Hello up there. I think we're hearing more harmonic distortion
with the ceramic.
With the ceramics, which makes sense from what actually goes on with the way the magnetic circuit and the electrical circuits react in a speaker.
Right.
So the Neo magnet's conductive. So basically the eddy currents the distortion that is caused by eddy currents in the voice coil is reduced because the Neo magnet allows its own eddy currents to happen, and they essentially cancel out the other eddy currents because it's a conductive material. It's an alloy of neodymium. What is it? NeFeB? Boron, neodymium, and iron. I think in a Neo magnet. What's a ferrite magnet is essentially it's something iron related in a clay, essentially.
Okay.
It's being called a ceramic magnet. So it's ferrite, ferrous as in iron.
Yeah.
But it's ceramic as in it's in a porcelain, it's in a clay, it's baked.
So
it's not a metal. So
they're quite fundamental differences then, aren't they? So considering they do sound, I mean there's differences, but considering they sound so similar, like,
oh yeah, the other
wild,
big
really.
The other big thing, the way the different magnetic materials behave means the magnets have to be a different shape.
Right.
So if your magnet's a different shape, your magnetic circuit ends up being a different shape. So your pole pieces, which are the bits that conduct electricity through. I haven't got a dismantled speaker here.
Yeah, there's one behind you.
Oh, that's the moving parts. But we can discuss this at great length in another video. And there is a video I did explaining the difference between AlNiCo and Neo and Ferrite. I will link that. Yeah, so let's try the Neo Creamback versus the Creamback H.
Still dirty.
Yeah.
Stick where we are. I haven't changed the pickup selector.
So yeah, we're on Neo. Now.
Yeah. Neo.
Yeah.
Same difference really. That's rounder and warmer and more harmonic distortion, and then that's the cleaner one with a bit more top end.
Yeah.
That's more round and more warm than the 65, I think. But it's the same difference between the Neo and the 65 and the Neo and the 75, I think.
I think that's more pokey than the 65.
Should we go between the two of them?
Hang on, let me get my bit of wood arranged. There we go.
So we're in the
75, H75. No, you're right. That's chunkier, less top.
Yeah, I want to change on that. Basically, the neck's been nice for all of these, but now are we in this one still now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go into that territory for rhythm playing.
we've changed the settings to suit the H more,
Yeah.
the fact the H is a 100 dB speaker
Yeah.
is more clearly audible. Whilst before with the previous settings,
Yeah. Okay.
it almost felt like the M was louder than the H.
With you.
Which just goes to show why these sensitivity figures are a bit confusing.
Yeah,
and a bit of
right.
a distraction.
Kind of ignore
really.
them, basically. I've never.
They're guitar speakers. They're loud.
I've never
it's just
paid
the way they
attention.
are.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really care, look at the graphs. Don't look at the number.
Right.
And then you'll see that the graph is all over the place, and there's bits that are higher than 100 and bits that are lower than 100, and they roll off in the lows. And the bottom half of the response, you'll see sort of 400 hertz downwards. Depends massively on the box it's in.
Right. Okay. That's where this stuff comes in.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was interesting.
Yeah. When I changed to suit that more, that I actually ended up preferring that one on the neck.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm in it now.
You're on the H at the moment.
Chuck us on the M, because it just sounds great on this now.
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like I'm in AC/DC.
Hang on, let me
It's
try
awesome.
that into the Neo. Same time. You know what?
That's really fun.
I'm really warming to that now.
Yeah, I did that time as well. So
It's-
we cut through a mix, won't it?
Yeah. I
Trio?
picture it in context.
With another guitar.
Yeah.
With someone through that and then someone through that. But like in a trio, I'd go for one of these maybe.
Because
like
they're
a
warmer
Cream.
and they fill more room.
That's for rhythm. That's I think of Izzy from Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
That kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
While Slash is going through kind of more this. with
Yeah,
more
well,
gain.
that's that thing we've found consistently, that the sort of warmer, rounder stuff
Yeah.
suits lead more than rhythm.
Yes, it does, which is counterintuitive, really. But
Well,
it's
it
not
is
because you
initially,
don't want your
but then
lead lines to be too pokey and too bitey, do you? You do
Yeah,
want them
it's
to be
already aggressive and tight and
'Cause it's
single note. What's when you're playing like a lot of notes, you want to hear all the notes,
And
so
the-
you want the detail to come
what's
through.
in them. Yeah, totally.
And the start and stops.
That's true. Yeah,
You want that. You want to. It's a rhythm part, so the timing matters more.
that's true. Yeah,
And the top end is what shows off your timing more than the bottom
of
end.
course it is. Yeah, reaction.
That's
Oh.
cool. That's very interesting.
Yeah, I like those.
Do you want to quickly whiz through the other guitars? We've got some other guitars.
Yeah, very.
So this is the Sire Larry Carlton L7.
Yep.
This is not Lewie Strat, this is Al's Strat. Not me, tell that Al at work, factory manager,
Yeah.
which has got
Noiseless pickups in it.
some noiseless pickups, and
Yeah.
it's got gold bits on it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love it.
What is it then? So it's a
What is
it's
it?
a Mexican Strat.
Oh, is it? Deluxe something. I don't and haven't really used noiseless pickups, so I don't really know what the deal is. So there we are.
Well, I am assuming that a noiseless pickup is some sort of hum cancelling pickup.
I mean, yeah, there's no. You'd usually have hum by now. They do work. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
I don't know what they've done though,
Well,
because
it's got to have two coils, so it's either. So my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, but either this is split coils,
Yeah.
so you've got half the magnets point one way and half the magnets point the other way, and you do the same with the coils.
Oh, maybe that's
So the
it.
coils point one way and the coils are the other way. So you've either got split coils
Yeah.
or you've got stacked coils. They don't they don't work as well. So you've got one working coil above,
Yeah.
and then a phantom. I think often a phantom coil below. Yeah, it won't be a working coil at the back.
We'll have a research.
Yeah, we'll find out what's in them.
All right.
Essentially, there's a lot of pickups out there, and there are only two sorts of pickup really in the world. There's single coils,
Yeah.
and there's dual coils.
Yeah.
And when it's a dual coil, one of them is reversed to give you humbucking.
To give humbucking.
Sometimes they're series dual coils, sometimes they're parallel dual coils.
Like we were saying with guitars, there's only so many, and everything's a variation.
And
of
then
already
what
exists.
actually matters is the aperture is your big thing.
Right.
So the aperture of the magnetic field and the aperture that the pickup is picking it up through.
Right.
And then the strength of the magnetic field and the inductance of the coil.
I play.
And that's what affects your tone.
I'm going to play something funky because I feel like it, and we haven't done clean yet, and I'm interested into the, like you say, the stopping of the notes now.
Okay, let's
What are we in first?
Neo.
Yeah. I was playing.
Aha! Right.
Sorry.
Well, what I thought was the Neo sounded tighter and more precise.
I could tell when you went to that, actually, to be fair.
Yeah.
These two, I was really paying
I was only
attention.
going between those two.
Fine, I could tell when you went to that then.
Yeah.
It's spankier, tighter.
Spankier, tighter.
Top end.
More like your
thinner.
classic Nile Rodgers DI'd into the desk
Yeah.
sound.
Chuck
Yeah.
in.
Cleaner. Less harmonic distortion. That, I swear that is the big thing.
Yeah, it wants out of phase, doesn't it?
Yeah, so that's the M.
It still stops as I know that
Yeah,
probably sounded
they're,
horrible, but it does stop pretty quick.
That's got more top end. That's the really
100%.
obvious thing. And I think it's really nice with these clean
It
funk
really
sounds.
is, isn't it? Yeah.
It's really effective.
Fat clean.
Yeah. That is really interesting.
I still preferred playing through that personally for it. Although again, it's all about context. In context of a disco mix with strings and with whatever else, then and percussion, that's probably going to be your best bet. You know what I mean?
So this guitar is a new acquisition as of yesterday from Guitar Amp and Keyboard Centre, GAC in Brighton.
Thanks, Go.
Nice guys, and it's my fault, but I'll leave the explanation for another video. But so far we're liking this. It's a Gretsch Electromatic 5420T. It's basically like a country gentleman, but doesn't cost £1 million.
And a bit fatter than a country gentleman? I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it's the big non-centre block hollow body.
I know nothing about Gretsch.
Well, I didn't until I played one last week and decided I needed one. Says this bassist. Yeah. Long story. It might make for an interesting video if anyone cares. Right.
Oh, it sounds bloody great. Where are we starting?
We're on the M at the moment.
Okay. Which number's that? I know them by number. 65.
65.
it sounds way nicer than I thought it would for this.
It's really lovely.
It's really nice.
There's such lovely detailed top end clarity on that.
Which you obviously don't get through the guitar naturally a lot of the time.
No.
Rather with what you'd instinctively pair it with. If I'm going this, I'm gonna get a dark cab. I'm gonna get a dark thing. I'm gonna like roll off. Is that the tone?
Bottom one.
Roll it off a little bit and. But like, maybe you don't want that. Maybe it doesn't need to be that kind of super George Benson.
It's fascinating. So I've been trying to learn about Gretsch guitars, having played this. I played a cheap one of those last week and was like, oh, I really like this. And I'm someone who plays acoustic instruments a lot, ironically, as I run an amp and cab company. I really hate leads. I hate tripping over leads, plugging in leads, and it's just something we have to suffer. I'm sure no one... Does anyone like leads?
No. Absolutely not. We just need
We just tolerate them. And
got no choice.
And they're probably less annoying than wireless. I don't know.
Well, they work.
Yeah, that's it. But the Gretsch pickups are quite unique in that they are essentially they're a low inductance humbucker. So they've got, rather than having lots of turns of coil, they have about half as many turns, I gather, as your sort of PAF style humbucker, and a load more magnet strength. So the magnet strength makes up for the lack of turns of coil, so you get as much output, roughly.
Right.
But you get more top end.
Okay.
And I suspect because you've got your two separate coils, wider aperture, you're going to get less of that sharpness in the top end that you get from a Strat.
It's a round top end.
Yeah.
Oh god, this guitar's so confusing. There we are. It's got a top end for sure, but it's not Strat top end, is it?
No. Which is why
nice.
I think it works really well with the Neo one. We'll switch over to on the.
I just want to play Beatles chords. You know what I mean?
I'm really noticing when we switch to the Neo Creamback.
Yeah.
I feel you're hearing more of the sound of the strings. It's bringing out the acoustic character of it more. It's bringing out the real top end on the pickup.
Yeah.
We're almost out of time.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
This has been very interesting.
Yeah, this is a fun one.
Yeah. Neo Creamback, Creamback M65, Creamback H75, V30 as a reference.
Cool.
Don't think you can really go wrong.
No, buy Creamback, they're great.
They're cool.
And they are, like, I still...
Different vibes, different strokes for different folks.
That's it. They just think about context.
Cool.
What you need.
We'll be back.
We will.
Thank you, people. See you next time. Tell us what you want to hear more of. Like, subscribe, do those YouTube things. Buy our stuff. It's awesome. I mean, only buy it if you can afford it. But you might have loads of gear you don't use kicking around. Get rid of that rubbish, well, that good guitar that you don't play anymore, and those pedals, and buy a bareface cab. Thank you, goodbye.